If you are over the age of 70 and you currently hold a valid driver's license in the United States, what I am about to tell you in this video is something you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. The DMV has confirmed major changes to the licensing rules for older drivers that are rolling out across multiple states in 2026, and millions of seniors have no idea that these changes are coming or that they may directly affect their ability to get behind the wheel. We are talking about new vision tests, new medical requirements, shorter renewal periods, mandatory in-person appearances, and in some states, brand new road tests that older drivers will be required to pass before their license can be renewed. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. This is confirmed, and it is happening right now. Stay with me through this entire video because I am going to walk you through every single change state by state and tell you exactly what you need to do to protect your driving privileges before it is too late. Welcome to SSA Benefits Alert, the channel dedicated to keeping American seniors fully informed about the benefits, rights, policy changes, and legal updates that affect your daily life. Whether it is Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, retirement benefits, or now the very real and urgent issue of senior driving laws, SSA Benefits Alert is here to make sure you always have the information you need to protect yourself and your independence. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe right now and hit the bell notification button so you never miss a critical update. Share this video with every senior you know, with your parents, your grandparents, your neighbors, and your friends, because this information is time sensitive and it affects millions of Americans right now. Let us get straight into it. For decades, driving has represented far more than simple transportation for older Americans. It represents independence, freedom, dignity, and the ability to manage your own life on your own terms. The ability to drive yourself to a doctor's appointment, to the grocery store, to visit your grandchildren, or simply to get out of the house and feel connected to the world around you is something that millions of seniors rely on every single day. That is exactly why the 2026 DMV changes are so significant and so emotional for so many people. These changes are not designed to punish older drivers. The stated goal of transportation authorities and state DMV agencies is road safety. But the practical reality is that these new requirements will place a much higher burden on drivers over 70 to prove their fitness to drive. And those who are not prepared will face license suspension or non-renewal. Let us start with the renewal period changes, because this is the most widespread update affecting seniors across the country. In a growing number of states, the standard driver's license renewal period of between 4 and 8 years has been shortened for drivers who reach the age of 70. Several states that previously allowed seniors to renew online or by mail are now requiring mandatory in-person renewal visits for anyone in this age group. What this means practically is that if you are over 70, you can no longer simply renew your license from the comfort of your home by mailing in a form or completing an online renewal. You will be required to visit your local DMV office in person, and at that visit, you will be subject to a series of assessments that did not previously apply to your renewal. The vision test requirement is one of the most significant of these new assessments. Multiple states have updated their vision standards for drivers over 70, and the threshold for acceptable visual acuity has been raised. If you have been driving for years with corrective lenses and have not had a formal eye examination recently, you need to get one done before you attempt to renew your license. The DMV vision test is not the same as a comprehensive eye examination performed by an optometrist or ophthalmologist, and in many cases the DMV test will identify issues that you may not have noticed because vision loss in older adults can be gradual and easy to overlook. States including California, Florida, Illinois, and several others have already updated their vision testing protocols for senior drivers, and more states are following suit throughout 2026. The medical evaluation component is where things become significantly more complex for older drivers. Under the 2026 updates, DMV agencies in a number of states are now working in closer coordination with healthcare providers to flag medical conditions that may affect driving ability. This includes conditions such as dementia, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, epilepsy, severe diabetes, and certain cardiovascular conditions. In some states, your doctor is now legally required or strongly encouraged to report to the DMV if they believe a patient's medical condition poses a risk to road safety. This is a deeply sensitive area because it touches on patient confidentiality, personal autonomy, and the doctor-patient relationship. However, the legal framework supporting these reporting mechanisms has been strengthened in 2026, and more physicians are now participating in this reporting system than ever before. If you receive a letter from your state DMV informing you that a medical review has been triggered on your license, do not ignore it. This is one of the most common mistakes seniors make, and it is a mistake that can result in automatic license suspension. If you receive such a letter, you have the right to respond, to provide medical documentation from your own physician, and in most states to request a hearing before any adverse action is taken on your license. The key is to act quickly and to seek assistance if you need it, whether from a family member, a legal aid organization, or a licensed professional who specializes in DMV hearings for older drivers. Road testing requirements for license renewal are the change that is generating the most concern and anxiety among senior drivers, and understandably so. Several states are now implementing mandatory road tests for drivers who reach a certain age threshold, in most cases 75 or 80, but in some states as low as 70 under certain conditions. If your license renewal triggers a mandatory road test requirement, you will be evaluated by a DMV examiner on the same basic skills that new drivers are tested on, including lane changes, intersection navigation, speed control, parking, and awareness of pedestrians and cyclists. The standards applied are the same standards applied to all drivers, and there is no special accommodation made for the fact that you may have been driving safely for 50 years. The good news is that many driving schools and community organizations across the United States offer refresher courses specifically designed for older drivers, and completing one of these courses before your renewal road test can significantly improve your confidence and your performance. Programs like AARP's Smart Driver course and similar offerings from AAA have been specifically updated in 2026 to reflect the new DMV testing criteria, and many insurance companies offer discounts to seniors who complete these programs. If you know that a road test may be part of your next renewal, take advantage of these resources. There is no shame in refreshing your skills, and it could make the difference between keeping your license and losing it. There are also important changes affecting seniors who drive with medical accommodations or adaptive equipment. If you drive a vehicle that has been modified to accommodate a physical disability or limitation, the 2026 updates require that these modifications be formally documented and approved by the DMV at the time of renewal. If you have been using adaptive equipment that was installed years ago and was never formally recorded on your license or vehicle registration, you need to address this before your next renewal. Driving with unapproved adaptive equipment can result in license suspension, and in the event of an accident can create serious liability issues. One area that many seniors and their families have asked about is the process for voluntarily surrendering a driver's license. While this is not something that anyone wants to think about, the reality is that for some older adults, the time does come when driving is no longer safe. The 2026 updates have made this process somewhat easier and more dignified in a number of states, with new provisions for issuing state identification cards at no additional cost to seniors who surrender their driver's license voluntarily. These ID cards carry the same identification value as a license for purposes of banking, healthcare access, air travel, and other daily activities, and ensuring that seniors who stop driving retain a valid government-issued photo ID is an important part of protecting their ability to access services and benefits. For seniors living in rural areas, the implications of losing a driver's license are particularly serious because public transportation options are often limited or non-existent. Several states are working in 2026 to expand transportation assistance programs for seniors who lose their driving privileges, including subsidized ride-sharing services, volunteer driver programs through local nonprofits, and expanded senior shuttle services. If you are concerned about what losing your license would mean for your ability to get around, contact your local area agency on aging, which is a federally funded resource available in every part of the country, to find out what transportation assistance programs are available in your community. Finally, it is important to understand your rights throughout this entire process. If your license is suspended or not renewed due to age-related DMV requirements, you have the right to appeal that decision in every state. You have the right to present evidence, including medical documentation and driving records, in support of your appeal. You have the right to be treated with dignity and respect throughout the process. And you have the right to seek legal assistance if you believe the DMV has acted unfairly or in violation of its own procedures. This is exactly the kind of information that SSA Benefits Alert exists to bring to you, because knowledge is power, and when you are informed, you are protected. Thank you so much for watching today's video on SSA Benefits Alert. If this information was helpful to you, please give this video a thumbs up right now and share it with every senior in your life, because this affects millions of Americans, and most of them do not know what is coming. Leave your comments and questions below, and we will do our very best to respond and point you in the right direction. If you have not yet subscribed to SSA Benefits Alert, please do so right now and hit that bell icon so you are always the first to receive our latest updates on the benefits, rights, and policy changes that matter most to you. We have more important content coming very soon, so stay close, stay informed, and we will see you in the very next video.